Furniture Village summer sale is on now, and I love the way it surprises me. I love the fact they know their furniture inside out, and I know I'm making a real saving on everything, including some great British brands. And with free delivery on everything too, I really love that moment when you find just what you're looking for. The Furniture Village summer sale. Where else?
That's the latest. I'm Adam Lindsay.
Jazz Travels with Robbie Vincent on Jazz FM in partnership with Virgin Holidays Cruises, where they can organise your travel to and from the airport in a chauffeur-driven car.
Jazz FM. Listening colour.
Music is the doorway. Music is the way to escape from a crazy world. It's all about jazz. From a crazy world.
That's the title track of the album, all about jazz, Kojo. Robbie Vincent, Jazz FM, it's Jazz Travels, that means travel and good music too. My guest is Kojo Samuels from Kojo and the Afro-Latin Cougaritas, a spiritual man, a teacher, and from Liberia. So tell us a bit about that, Kojo.
In Liberia, through all these different political images and cruelty, so I want to give you a picture of what was there. You see, it's not just Liberia, land of liberty. It was a land where you have to know where you're going and how you go. And in the music scene, it was not a possibility to just get into the land and make music. The studios were very, at that time I didn't know much about studios, but I heard what they played and what they produced qualitatively. And it was not enough for a musician who has an intention to grow in the music. And I built a band. And suddenly came a lady and said, okay, a German lady who was in the embassy. She heard us many times in clubs and so. So one day she came and she said, oh, I have 17 days from Lufthansa as a patronage, and I can do 4 or 5 air stops. So give me a cassette, and I take it with me.
So this lady from the American Embassy, she said, I've got some Lufthansa tickets.
She came to Germany, Sweden, and different places, and we were lucky to have 2 ways. One was in Sweden, and one was in Germany. So that December, we didn't even know what cold is. But she said, December, you have a tour. And we all got into this plane, and we flew to Germany, Munich. And that was my first contact with a record company, Tricont.
So did you then go back, this was your first experience outside of Liberia, did you then go back to Liberia?
Yeah, we always went back. We were 5 times on tour to Europe, America, and every time at the end of the tour we went back home.
You never know the route you're gonna take. You never know the place you're gonna land. Like a gypsy man, beautiful people telling the stories of life. Hey. Listen to the swing. To be by. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody's a gypsy, whether you believe it or not. I'm a gypsy man, swinging in the jazz. Oh! Listen to the pulse, listen to the swing, listen to the beat. To be by. Gypsy life, moving on place to place, with a kind of satisfaction The beauty move with you. He's like a bird, you know.
Listen to the swing. I'm a gypsy man. To be back. Gypsy, and where is his home? Like the papa who's a rolling stone. I'm a gypsy man, swinging in the jazz.
Like a Gypsy, Kojo from All About Jazz, that's the name of the album, Kojo and the Afro-Latin Cougar Eaters. Tell me about your time in America. You've left Liberia, we've gone to freezing cold Germany, freezing cold Sweden, back to Liberia, and then you ended up in America for a little while, didn't you?
The fact is, going to America was like a dream. When I came back from Europe after studying, I did arts in Cologne, in Germany, and I thought, okay, now you have to teach in Africa. So I went to the schools, and luckily the American Cooperative School took me as an art teacher. And I worked there 2 years, and suddenly they came and said, we want you to go to America as an exchange teacher. And this is how I got to America the first time. And I did this work there. It was very good.
Where were you in America?
In Trenton, New Jersey. It was 20 minutes from New York.
You said it was a dream, but can you remember what your first impressions of that area of America were when you came from Liberia?
Everything was kind of religious. When I say religious, when you go into the churches, you could feel this Africanness, this dance and clapping and singing. So that made me feel good too, because at home in our little churches we always dance and beat the drum and yeah.
So the gospel,
right? The
gospel music in the churches.
Yeah, exactly.
And did that reflect in a way your worship in Liberia? Did that give you a feeling for home, or was it something really fresh and challenging?
The only fresh and challenging was the churches were bigger and more people, and they had instruments, the modern kinds of instruments. It was not only the djembe drum or the bata, it was bigger scene with organ or the piano, guitars, and a lot of people singing. So that was completely a different scene for me. But it was nice because the music was, for me, like I knew what was going on.
Robbie Vincent, Jazz Travels on Jazz FM. More from our guest Kojo after the break, and we'll be hearing about an arrest in Europe.
Jazz Travels on Jazz FM in partnership with Virgin Holidays Cruises. Start your cruise holiday with style in our exclusive V-Room airport lounges in Gatwick and Manchester.
Jazz FM.
With the latest traffic and travel news when you need it, 7 days a week. In partnership with Rail Easy.
I'm Simon Temby with the latest Jazz FM traffic and travel. The northbound side of the M5 through Devon has a lane closed because of a coach that's broken down from junction 30 at Exeter. Lane 1 on the 3-lane stretch is closed. The coach is now on the hard shoulder. The A1M north through Hertfordshire. Lanes closed because of an accident from junction 1 at the M25. The South Mims turn through to 2 at Welham Green. The North Bridge in Hull is closed because it's stuck in the open position at the moment. It opened the shipping area and engineers are on scene trying to fix the problem. The A597 through Workington in Cumbria is queuing because of an accident involving 3 cars on the roundabout just outside the supermarket at Ebridge Road. If you spot any problems, call in if it's safe and legal to do so. 0500 59 27 27.
Jazz FM Traffic and Travel with Rail Easy. Avoid the traffic with cheap and easy to book trains at raileasy.com.
Jazz FM. Listen in colour.
Car owners of Britain. Dave saved £200 on his car insurance at Money Supermarket and he felt epic. Dave, you're so Money Supermarket. You replaced the little metal Jaguar on your bonnet with a real Jaguar that roars at traffic wardens and winks at the ladies. Grrr. All because you saved £200. Save money and feel epic. You're so Money Supermarket. You don't even know it.
Jazz FM.
And now, a postcard from Virgin Holidays Cruises on Jazz Travels, with one of the many great trips you can experience with a team who bring you more with Rockstar Service, where you can combine brilliant land-based stays with ultimate nautical adventures. The Caribbean.
Welcome to paradise. Discover a kaleidoscope of colours, cultures and exotic coastlines as you make your way around the Caribbean on a Virgin Holidays cruise that you could only dream of. On a 14-day Caribbean Islands cruise, you could take in, amongst others, Montego Bay in Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, St. Kitts with its UNESCO World Heritage Fortress, Antigua, St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, ending at Bridgetown in Barbados. What better way to tour the Caribbean without having to pack and unpack? Imagine all the charming colonial streets and the mouth-watering Caribbean cuisine at your disposal when you take a trip ashore. If you thought that being on board a ship could get boring, then think again. Of course, you could do absolutely nothing if that's what you want to do. Or you could pack your days full of activities, ride the slides in the pool, scale the climbing wall, or take in a game of golf. When you've worn yourself out, relax on a sunbed, indulge yourself in the spa, browse in the library, or catch a film.
To find out more about this and many other cruises in various parts of the world on offer to you from Virgin Holidays Cruises, go to the Virgin Holidays Cruises website. Details can be found at jazzfm.com.
Don't ignore your chipped windscreen. Autoglass can repair most with our unique resin. It stays strongest for longest and it's only from Autoglass. Plus, usually if you're fully comp, a repair is free for you.
For vehicle glass, demand Autoglass. Call 0800 234 234 or visit autoglass.co.uk.
Autoglass repair. Autoglass replace.
This September, make time for what really matters.
I love just meeting all my friends and having a gossip and a chat.
The world's biggest coffee morning to raise money for Macmillan Cancer Support is happening on the 28th of September this year.
I had to be strong for my daughters, but Macmillan were absolutely wonderful.
Text coffee4 to 88080 and get your coffee morning kit today.
Macmillan were fantastic when my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and they were there every step of the way.
Coffee Mornings raised £10 million last year, enough to fund 200 Macmillan nurses and support 27,000 people affected by cancer.
Like a bit of Tottenham cake.
So go on, have a coffee morning this September the 28th. Order your free coffee morning kit now. Text coffee4 to 88080. Text costs standard network rate. Make time for what really matters. Together, we are Macmillan Cancer Support.
Jazz FM. Listen in colour.
I want everybody to feel good when we do this thing, you know. Left foot, right foot. Get on your feet now. Get on the booty. Get on the boogie. That's what Shiggy Dog does. Left foot, right foot. Left foot, right foot.
dago day. Chigi dago day now. Chigi dago day everywhere. Chigi dago make you feel like jumping up and down in happiness. Woo. Chigi dago make you feel like dancing all night long. Never get tired. Never stop, chigi da, positive vibration. Chigi da 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 da, chigi da, chigi 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 da da da, chigi da.
Afro Shagida, that's Kojo, our guest here on Jazz Travels. I'm Robbie Vincent. And Kojo, what about the big move to Europe now?
I remember when I first came to Europe, Ivory Coast, Casablanca and Marseille. It was like this. I got up one morning and I said to myself, you leave this country today. And I went to my mother and she said, oh, are you going? And I said, I'm going with a truck. And she looked at me and said, you are crazy. I said, no, Mama, I'm going with a truck. Come with me, we go and you see this truck. And it was a place where lots of trucks were standing. And I chose one that was going to the west, deep west, and that is Abidjan. She said goodbye with some tears, and I jumped into this truck. And when I got to Abidjan, they do a lot of banana exports. So there's a big harbor where the ships, banana ships, right. I had a little box, brown box, took this box and hid it somewhere in the harbor there, and was looking up in this ship and saw these guys hanging, so, and I did like this, they said, but they were Spanish. Anyway, one did like this, and
They said, come on board our boat.
Yeah, and the first time I walked on a stair that was dancing like this. Anyway, I got up there, and one of them could speak some broken English. And he asked me what I wanted, and I said, yeah, I want to move, but I don't know how to go, I don't have any money, but I want to do something to go away. And the Spanish captain told him, ask him if he can work on the deck. And when we got to Casablanca, he asked me, do you want to come down? And I said, no, this is still Africa, right? He said, yeah, I want to go. And when we got to Marseille, he asked me whether I want to come down. And I said, yes. So, choose, goodbye. And in Marseille, when you get behind the harbor till today, there are 100 or more stairs that you go down to go into the town, to the city. I got me a hotel directly left of these stairs because I didn't want to lose my sight. And the first time I started drinking wine, every breakfast was or midday was a bottle of wine in the French restaurant, and I just used to take it. And when I go to my hotel room, I was something like this. I said, wow. And mornings, I look over my... That was the reason why I even left France. I looked over my window and saw my brothers sweeping the streets of France. And I always checked it out. I saw no other person. This is not the right place, man. You don't leave Liberia to come and sweep streets, man. I went back to the metro, took a train. You can ask me how. I never paid a ticket. I just went into the train, found a seat there, and even didn't know where it was going. And suddenly I landed in Port Garden. In Port Garden, came out of the thing, and 2 policemen came, and that's why I say it's like a dream. They helped me, took me to this police office, asked my passport, I gave it to them, and they saw Liberia, but because Liberia is the flag is like the American flag, but with 1 star. They were not even conscious of what's going on. They looked at it, boom, they put me in cell, 2 days. And they said because they thought I belonged to Black Panther. So I went to Hamburg with the train again, not paying a cent, got to Hamburg, and nothing I knew, nothing. Like I came out of the train, right on the station there, like this is like some criminal film, you know. I looked around, because no German was in my head, really nothing was in my head. Just the little brown box. I looked around and I saw in the dark these wagons. That time they had these old wagons.
Are we in the 1980s?
No, that was about 68.
Late 1960s.
68, 68, 69.
So we're in Germany in 1968, 69.
Yeah. And in this wagon, they transported goods. I looked at it, really, I knew nobody was there. I went into one of them, and that's where I stayed for about, it's no jive now, 3 months.
This is in the spirit of Fela Anikulapo Kuti, this great African musician. Fela.
Fantastic rhythms.
And a Nash, we say thank you. Now, Plada, we say, we go on, bra.
Everywhere you go, na pretty. Everywhere we go, na katakata. Everywhere you go, na pretty. Everywhere you go, everybody they cry.
Say so. And then we come out with 2 trumpets, tenor sax, baritone sax, drums, and some other African percussion instruments, like in this jazz.
Now, so Fela say, but what do you mean, no? Without Africa, there is no jazz.
Everywhere you go, na pretty. Everywhere we go, na katakata. Everywhere you go, na pretty. Everywhere you go, everybody they cry. go na quitty. Everywhere you go na kata kata. You dey look for the way from make you go for Mati and dey the Rampata. So fella say, oh, yeah, he gets right. Yeah, that boy, he lived the musical life, real one. The spirit of jazz in fella make the world to be understand one thing. Peace. Everywhere you go, na kuti. Everywhere you go, na kata kata. Everywhere you go, na kuti. Everywhere you go, everybody they cry. So if you want to talk about jazz, we have to also talk about Africa.
Robbie Vincent, Jazz Travels. That was Kajato's tribute to Fela Kuti, Everywhere You Go, Kuti. Kajato, you were telling us that you're now in Hamburg in the late 1960s.
Yeah.
And a lady suddenly says she's got some money for you.
Yeah, from Meinhard at the Barn of Mission.
You're right.
And she gave me this 30 marks. And definitely, that was like plenty of money. So I looked at these 30 marks, I thanked her, and I decided to get a real good, nice rest in a hotel. Yeah, it's jive, but it's like that. So Hansaplatz is, now I know what this place means, but that time it was like paradise. I went to the Hansaplatz, and I went into some hotel there, was the hotel, and the guy at the reception took my 10 marks for a room, and he just took me up, showed me the room, and said goodbye. Opened the door, put the light on. Oh, whoa, the bed sheets were, like 1,000 frogs were living just from the riverside on it, and smelly. But, that's part of life when you look at it, because at home, other things, that's why I talk about funky Africa, other things are funky. Funky is a kind of smell, it can make you look good, and sometimes you, no. But this smell in this hotel was too much. So I took this whole thing, sunk it somewhere, and then they had this ring mattress with the rings on them, you could see some of it. And I said, okay, now no business, sleep. And sometimes in the night, I just heard when the door opened, and somehow I opened my eye and stood a lady in front of me. I said, this is my room, because that is all I could say, And she said some crazy thing, but I think she was impatient because of how I reacted, and she just closed the door and left. In the morning, I woke up, and I said, no more. Then a friend told me, that is the hotel of the prostitution. When you pay 10 euro, anyone can come in. That is the class, Anyone can come in, and when it's done, she gets half of it. And I said, wow. And I said, okay, now I know.
We haven't talked anything about music. I mean, when you came to Europe, can you remember during the 60s and the 70s, musically, who were you listening to?
Coltrane, Miles Davis. I loved Charlie Mingus very much, his bass. Fela Kuti. Oh yeah, a lot of the Marion Brown, Grover Washington I used to like also. Sometimes Manu Dibango, not all, but some of it I loved. Burning Spear, that's more reggae, Rasta music.
Being in Germany, you had an opportunity to be exposed to the music of that great collection you've just mentioned. And of course, in other parts of Europe, that wouldn't necessarily have been the case, would it? So musically, you were quite lucky in a way to have chosen Germany.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because when I was home, I heard this music already.
In Liberia?
In Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard this music already in Liberia. Yeah, and in fact, in Liberia at that time, after the high school, it was the time where every young man flips out, you know. So the clubs, and then the American Liberians, the slaves' children, they were already influenced by the American scene. So this music, Liberia is like one state of America in a way. So this music was always there. In our radios, you know, they play Coltrane, they play all kinds of jazz. And with our jazz too, Dubango, Fela, Bilo, Silima, they are all guys who, they play real, jazz.
Fela Kuti visited a club that my guest Kojo had in Liberia. Definitely one of his heroes, so we'll hear a Fela Kuti track after the break.
Jazz Travels on Jazz FM, in partnership with Virgin Holidays Cruises, where they can organise your travel to and from the airport in a chauffeur-driven car. Just another way Rockstar Service gives you more.
Jazz FM.
With the latest traffic and travel news when you need it, 7 days a week. In partnership with Rail Easy.
I'm Simon Temby with the latest Jazz FM traffic and travel. The northbound side of the M5 through Devon has a lane closed because of a coach that's broken down from junction 30 at Exeter. Lane 1 on the 3-lane stretch is closed. The coach is now on the hard shoulder. The A1M north through Hertfordshire. Lanes closed because of an accident from junction 1 at the M25. Of the South Mims turn through to 2 at Welham Green. The North Bridge in Hull is closed because it's stuck in the open position at the moment. It opened for shipping earlier and engineers are on scene trying to fix the problem. The A597 through Workington in Cumbria is queuing because of an accident involving 3 cars on the roundabout just outside the supermarket at Ebridge Road. If you spot any problems, call in if it's safe and legal to do so. 0500 59 27 27.
Jazz FM Traffic and Travel with Rail Easy. Arrive home or at work, even at a gig, on time. Book easily and cheaply through raileasy.com.
Jazz FM's listening colour.
Meet Katie. Katie saved money on her car insurance at Money Supermarket and she felt stupendous. Katie, you're so Money Supermarket that you pumped up your tyres until your car became a monster truck. Now you look forward to rush hour so you can crunch your way home over all the other cars. Smashing. All because you saved £200. Save money and feel epic. You're so Money Supermarket, you don't even know it.
Jazz FM.
This summer, there's no better time to hit the open road with Jazz FM. Driving holidays are more popular than ever. Research commissioned by insuranceforcarhire.com revealed that 2/3 of us are considering getting behind the wheel this summer. Let's catch up with motor journalist and television presenter Vicky Butler-Henderson to find out her thoughts on the best places in Europe to visit if you're considering a driving holiday.
2/3 of us are thinking about a driving holiday this year, which is a great way to get off the beaten track and go and explore places at your own pace. This is research that has been commissioned by Insurance for Car Hire. And because you're doing things under your own control, a driving holiday is very easy to organise, right from when you take the rental car through to choosing your own B&B along the way and planning your own route. One of my favourite driving routes is just above Monte Carlo, actually. There's a fantastic road called the Col de Turini, and it is just full of twisting tarmac and so many hairpins. That piece of road is great for the driver and also scenic for your passengers. If you go to the website insuranceforcarhire.com, that's the number 4, then I have got my top 10 driving routes on there.
If you're planning a driving holiday and will be hiring a car in the UK or abroad, make sure your excess is fully covered before leaving home. It could cost you more to buy it from the car hire company. So visit insuranceforcarhire.com before you set off and have a safe and enjoyable trip with insuranceforcarhire.com and Jazz FM.
Darling, who was it?
Nationwide?
Nationwide? Come on.
No, I signed up to Savings Watch. It's great. Lets me know if they make any changes to our variable savings rates.
Oh.
We know it's good to see what's coming. That's why we've introduced Savings Watch, a service that updates you when we change your variable savings rates.
Nationwide?
No, that one was Candy. The new receptionist.
Nationwide, on your side.
Terms and conditions apply.
If you're looking for the best pizza in England, we recommend going to Sicily. It's easy with the Hilton Honours Great Getaway Sale. Visit HiltonGreatGetaway.com for some great deals. Then, for delicious water, head to the town of Evian. Get all your seashells in Seychelles. Buy all you can buy in Dubai. Fancy some mussels in Brussels? A Frankfurter in Frankfurt? Book by 10 September 2012. Stay at participating hotels by 30 December 2012. Subject to availability and additional terms. Visit HiltonGreatGetaway.com for complete details. And then, head to Turkey for some, chicken.
Jazz FM's Listening Colour.
fella way, oh me lo malo. If you want go wash, now what are you go use? To bafese be, oh me lo malo. If you want cook soup, now what are you go use? Tori bangbo now, oh me lerore. If your head is hot, now what are you cool on? Tomo bandagba, oh me lo malo. If your child they grow, now what are him go use? If water kill your child, now what are you go use?
Fela Kuti, Water No Get Enemy, Robbie Vincent with Jazz Travels. Kojo, apart from being a musician, apart from being an artist, a painter, a sculptor, he also uses music as a therapy to help people recover from emotional problems. How does it work, Kojo?
I am not the healer. I think I'm just a kind of channel. Because these people, I don't know them, and the music that I play is direct from in. I make no programs because I trust in the vibrations that come to me, and these rhythms the patients play, the atmosphere changes inside, and also they go into a kind of a mood where they lose almost everything that had them tighten up.
What sort of instruments do you use?
I use the djembe. Djembe is the African nice drums. I use the dundumba, kind of bass instrument, African bass instrument, shekere. And I have a very big drum, bass drum that is what we use for the trance, where they go deep into the belly. I use the Japanese koto, that is the kind of string instrument, and the monochord, it's lots of string tuned in one key for meditations, and we do sometimes a body rhythm, that's kind of self-massage. Do that maybe 15 minutes, and everybody's like finished when they're through, but feeling good. Things like that.
What would you say is of that collection of instruments you described to me? What's the favourite one? Is it the big drum to get rid of aggression?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. It's like you are always there when I do it. Yeah, the big drum. It's about 85, as big as this table, and it's done with some kind of oak tree. Very beautiful drum. And this drum, they go into the trance. Play these drums in the meditation. It's very deep. It's almost like a gong. And they sink
Now, tell us about the album, the most recent thing you've been working on. How do you view it? You sound like you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I really don't. I never sit down and think about what is. I always say yes to my feeling, to my intuition. I say yes, and because I'm living, I experience a lot of things.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. There's a line where you say, it's all that jazz.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is jazz?
Jazz is the way of life. For me, jazz is an authentic way of life. It can be Chinese, it can be Japanese, it can be African, it can be American, it can be German. It's a musical language that you don't have to even be a musician. All you need is to open your heart and feel what is. And you have bebop, you have swing, you have funky, you have mainstream. So, but when you listen to all these different categories, like Miles came in with bebop into hip hop with his trumpet. So, but the inside of that thing is soulful, whether it's so abstract like Ornette Coleman. Nevertheless, when you open up, you can feel what is going on. I think this is what I am interested in, the feeling.
Paulette Coleman and Rambling. Don't forget you can win that Virgin Holiday cruise. That means visiting Greece and Italy and Spain and France. And of course, exclusive to Virgin Holiday cruises, you'll get that fantastic Rockstar service benefit on board the Royal Caribbean cruise you could be winning. To win the cruise, just go to jazzfm.com and answer a simple question. Talking about winning, we'll be in Boston next week. And after the news, it's Dinner Jazz with Helen Mayhew.
Jazz Travels on Jazz FM in partnership with Virgin Holidays Cruises, where they can organise your travel to and from the airport in a chauffeur-driven car. Just another way Rockstar Service gives you more. Taking Notes with David Freeman on Jazz FM. This Saturday morning from 9.
My guest is Con Eagledon. He used to be a teacher, but he's made a huge success as a writer.